the final tonight. And the best team in baseball wins it all in 2018.
For the first hit. Rutschman into right field. Down the line. A fair ball. Adley will turn first. Head for second. He's going to turn second. Go for third. Rutschman into third base standing. An extra base hit. His first hit in the major leagues. Welcome to the...
These are long pitch innings. I think Blister, that's what you were to make sure.
Here's a high fly ball into right. Back his bat's on the move. On the track. He's got it. What a catch by Mookie Betts.
Now, Clifford looking for a clean inning here in the seventh.
Hit well out to right center field. Jones still on the move, running out of room, and he made it.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Beyond the Ballpark. As always, I'm your host, Patrick Moran, alongside Brendan Cunningham. Today, of course, we'll be continuing the top 10 rankings across the board at every position. We're keeping an eye on in the outfield, center field, and right field. So we made those lists before we started recording. You have no knowledge. The right field list I was just talking about is loaded, and the center field list is, another really good position. So these are going to be two stacked top 10s. But before we get into that, as always, Brendan, how are you today?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Pretty good. You know what? I just remembered we didn't talk about the Super Bowl after it happened. And we both wanted the 3-beat to end, and that did happen. So we'll get to clap it up on the air. Anything to say to our Chiefs fans out there? Or Eagles fans?
If they are out there, you should have seen this happening. It was embarrassing for the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes was washed. I hope to see you again next year.
Those are some fine words. So inspiring. You think that hypes him up?
Mahomes? You think he's going to come
This
back?
hypes the Chiefs up. Hypes the Chiefs up for next year.
Sure.
Well,
they got lucky this year with all those wins, and it's going to go the other way this year.
okay, calling his shot. But you know what? Let's just get straight into the rankings. We'll go with center field first. As always, we work from the bottom up. And let's kick it off. Brendan, who did you have at number 10?
I had Garrett Mitchell
Okay, I love that shout.
of the Milwaukee Brewers.
Mm.
Well, I gotta guys know I wasn't quite ready. What'd you have?
I had to put O'Neal Cruz here at number 10.
The new guy in center field.
Yeah. So while you pull yours up, I'll get mine up as well. O'Neal Cruz, I almost put Garrett Mitchell. I really wanted to put Garrett Mitchell in my top 10. He's probably my number 11 realistically. I just think that the ability of O'Neal Cruz is so tantalizing in what he can be. Like, we saw him look solid in center field, and now that he's going to kind of get comfortable with that position, I think he could absolutely pop off. I think there's a big year inside of O'Neal Cruz. He's kind of a breakout candidate. Last year, he put up 2.5 WAR according to Baseball Reference, 541 at-bats. He had 140 hits, 21 homers, basically a 260 average, driven 76 runs, 22 stolen bases, a 113 OPS plus, 773 OPS. And he's a physical specimen. And now that he's kind of moving off shortstop where it didn't feel right, I think, kind of just wasn't really working out. He's going to be in center, and he's going to let that speed play. So I think O'Neal Cruz, there's a big year in the tank for him. So I think you should watch out.
Yeah, it's definitely a wild card there. I mean,
Yeah.
athletic abilities are just so high, which means the ceiling is so high for him.
Hmm.
Um, I think for me, Garrett Mitchell, limited sample size. He only played 69 games this year, and I'm wondering if he's ever going to play more than half the season. Um, so I'm just even though in those 69 games was actually pretty good with 8 home runs, 255 average, OPS of 812. I mean, just solid numbers from Garrett Mitchell. I hope we can see like a full year out of him because his numbers are there. He's clearly a stud. I think he deserves number 10, even though it's borderline.
For sure. That again, that was a player that I considered, and I think he could, at best case, be an adjacent player to the guy that I have at number 9. I put Cody Bellinger inside the top 10. I think Cody Bellinger, he could have a really nice year as a New York Yankee. He's gonna have the short porch. It's a very nice hitting environment. And in 2024 and 516 at bats, he put up a 2.2 uh, B WAR. He had 137 hits. He had 18 homers, 266 average, 78 driven in, 9 stolen bases, a 751 OPS for 111 OPS plus. Yeah, I mean Cody Bellinger, like he's looked pretty good in the Cubs uniform, and now that he's going to the Bronx, he could have a big year. Like you mentioned, because of the short porch, and also he's gonna have Aaron Judge in that lineup, and he's gonna have the reins in center, and I think he can be really good in center field. So while I do like Garrett Mitchell a lot, I think he's got to prove it. And like you mentioned, like there's kind of some injury concerns. So I think Garrett Mitchell can certainly jump into a Cody Bellinger type of role and like ranking, but I think for now I'll give it to the safer option.
See, that's Cody Bellinger he'd be my number 11.
Okay.
I didn't include on my list. I think he's right there on the cusp for me.
Okay.
Instead, I had at my number 9, I had Dalton Varsho.
Hmm.
So I did give a little nod to defense. Offensive numbers not going to pop at you, but defensively, I mean, won the Gold Glove. In center field, it's one of those positions you want someone who's like your best outfield defender, and you can kind of get to any ball, and that's kind of like Dalton Varsho is. I mean, put up a 5 WAR this year. I feel like it's something you got to kind of recognize, and you got to include. I had to include my top 10. I don't know if you might not include him because I know you aren't as big of a defense guy as me, but I just think the defense numbers and then also offense numbers aren't bad. I just think the combination deserves number 9.
Yeah, I mean I do like my defense, but I kind of gave a shout to a defensive oriented center fielder higher up my list.
Oh,
Um, so we'll have to wait and see for that. Number 8, I put Byron Buxton here. I mean, it's kind of sad when you think about it. This is like a what could this have been game with Byron Buxton because he's just not healthy most of the time. Like in 2024, he put up a 3.6 WAR in 355 at bats. He played in 2024 102 games. Like this is just kind of the Twins' way, unfortunately, that their guys are always getting hurt. You're talking about like a Royce Lewis and a Byron Buxton and guys like that. He had 18 home runs. He had a 280 average essentially. He drove in 56 runs, 859 OPS, 137 OPS plus. I mean, it's all there. Like he is a five-tool player when he's at his best, but unfortunately, that just will never happen because he's never healthy, which is super sad to say. I mean, the highest game total he's had in his career was in 2017, and that was 140 games. And in that season, he almost put up 5 wins, according to Baseball Reference. So that just shows you what type of talent he is, and if he just could stay away from the injury bug, we're looking at this player in a whole different light, and he's got to be on here somewhere.
yeah. It's definitely what could have been for Brian Buxton. For my number 8, I have Luis Robert of Chicago White Sox. A guy only played 100 games this year, and he wasn't bad. He put a 14 home runs, 224 average, an OPS plus of 87.
It's time for bed.
So it
My
was a
fault.
small sample size. We look good. And then also in 2023, you gotta look at those numbers. I had to give him the benefit of the doubt there. When you put up 38 home runs, you silver slugger, all those kind of stuff. I'm kind of betting on him to have a good season this year. He's just too talented. We've seen in past years, and I think I had to give him a nod number 8.
For sure. I like that shout. Number 7 for me, I put Brenton Doyle here. This is kind of my Dalton Varsho archetype, where it's just a guy who can get it with the best of them in center field. Like, this is a premier defender in the game. He played 149 games with the Colorado Rockies, and he put up 4 wins, according to Baseball Reference. He had 141 hits and 542 at bats, and he had a 104 OPS plus. 260 average, 317 on base, 446 slug for 764 OPS. This guy, like, it was only slightly above average offensively, but he's just so good in center field. Like, he's got a cannon of an arm, and he can cover so much ground. So that's really what are the driving points for him. And the 23 home runs are really good, 72 RBIs. Like, if he's doing that, the power defense combo, that is crucial for Brenton Doyle's kind of profile. And he's fantastic. I mean, he's one of the top defenders in the sport. So I had to put him at number 7.
So my number 7, I'm not sure if this guy is a center fielder, but I had to put him in there just in case. And it's Julio Ramos of the San Francisco Giants. Is he a center fielder? I'm not sure.
I will say I did not include him because I looked at roster resource on Fangraphs and said he left, so I did not put him in. But that's a really good shout.
We didn't include him in left.
Oh, we didn't include him. Okay.
And then there's another guy on this list that we also didn't include in left, who's actually a left fielder.
Okay. All right.
So I just the outfield is tough because people always get moved around. But
Yeah.
Julio Ramos, great player. Share some of his stats. In 2024, he hit 22 home runs, 269 average, 72 RBIs, and OPS plus of 125. So great offensive numbers from him. And I think just, he's borderline. I did look at this fielding. He kind of split time between center and left. He played mostly center, but also that was only 112 games. So that kind of production on 12 games definitely impressive from him. So I had to, give him a shout out here, number 7.
Yeah, that's a great one. I actually just realized on my right field list, I made a mistake and I put a guy that we've already ranked, so I'll have to readjust. So that'll probably be where I include Elliot Ramos for now, but although he could very well be in left field. My next guy at number 6, this is a guy you've already mentioned. This is Luis Robert. Luis Robert, like, it's a very interesting circumstance because he's playing with the Chicago White Sox, who was like the worst team of all time. So, that is what kind of throws a wrench into all this, but he's super talented. We've seen it before. I mean, the numbers are underwhelming this year with 224 average, 278 slug, or 278 OPP, 379 slug, a 657 OPS, 87 OPS plus, only 14 home runs, 88 hits and 393 at bats. Like you said, he only played 100 games this year, and it wasn't super special. But I can't imagine when you're hurt and when you're just playing for absolutely nothing, and there's little to no motivation around him, that there's any reason for him to kind of play well. So I hope for his sake he can kind of get out of there, but that's kind of where I'm at with him. I mean, Luis Robert, he's super talented, and I think he just needs a better circumstance.
Yeah, talent's there. Maybe he can get out of Chicago. At my number 6 is where I put Buxton. You kind of said a lot earlier, but I'll just kind of give my say. And the talent's all there. I think I'm betting on Buxton this year. I think he's going to have a healthy season because we're all waiting for it. We all kind of want it, just to see a full season of Buxton. I bet it could be, he could be a top 25 player who plays a full season. I mean, it's just he's so talented. He's got every tool. Um, Even this year, he was pretty good in limited games he played. So I just had to get over 6, and I think he's going to have a healthy season this year.
For sure. I like that. Number 5. This is kind of where the bread and butter is. I had Michael Harris at 5. Let me try and pull up the page. Yeah, I mean Michael Harris he's a really good center fielder for me. Another guy who's kind of hurt, but also another guy where the talent is through the roof. I think it's kind of a Harris versus Robert type of conversation, and I like Mike Harris a little bit more, just because of the well-rounded game. Less boomer bust potential, but um, he only played 110 games with the Atlanta Braves, and he had 3.2 B WAR in 440 at bats. He put up a 99 OPS plus, 722 OPS, 304 on base, 418 slug. He hit 16 homers, drove in 48. I mean, he can kind of be that top of the order kind of guy, and he can do a lot of different things. If he cut down on the chase, that's something I know that he could probably benefit from. 23 walks to 94 strikeouts is not great, but Mike Harris is still a really good player at the end of the day, and we've seen him succeed with that Braves lineup, which is unbelievable at its peak. So if he can get a full healthy season under his belt, that's I think that's going to be beneficial for him.
Yeah. So I have a guy, here number 5, already mentioned too. That's Brenton Doyle. I said I like that defense. Brenton Doyle is, like you said, he's one of the best in the position, or if not the best. He said the cannon, everything about him. It's just offensive numbers are great too. He put up a 4 WAR this year, with 23 home runs, 260 average, OPS plus of 104. I mean, just the really good defense, and you combine that with the offensive numbers that he's putting up, which are solid, if not good. I feel like that's top 5 and 2 right there for a position, like I said, that center field. You want that good defense center field. And he's doing that, and he's hitting 23 home runs. That's got to be top 5 in my book.
For sure. We'll go on to number 4 here, and my number 4 was Jackson Merrill of the San Diego Padres, the Severna Park native coming out of Maryland in the 2021 MLB draft. And Jackson Merrill had a fantastic rookie season. And, he was a center fielder for the first time in 2024. He got to spring training and he was getting working in the outfield, and now he looks like a great center fielder. He played 156 games for the Padres. He put up 4.4 WAR, according to Baseball Reference, 127 OPS plus, a 292 average, 326 on base, 500 slugging for 826 OPS. Are all great numbers. 24 homers, 90 driven in. This was everything that the San Diego Padres could have wanted out of a player like Jackson Merrill, and he is just a fantastic talent out in center field. So that they're gonna have this guy on a dirt cheap contract because he's making the league minimum for the first 3 years of his MLB career. And I know they got financial issues, but Jackson Merrill, great talent. He's a fun player to watch. He just kind of plays with that balls to the wall attitude, and people latch onto that. So, Jackson Merrill, just a great little ball player. And do you think he should have won Rookie of the Year over Paul Skeens? Follow-up question.
No. I think
Okay.
Paul Skeens was too good. I mean, he started the All-Star game. That's nothing to see right there.
I mean, it kind of went against the rule of thumb, though, that the bat takes precedent over the arm.
What do you think?
I mean, I think Merrill had a better case than most, but unfortunately, it probably is Paul Skeens. despite everything I said.
All right.
But devil's advocate.
Yeah, it's 1A, 1B.
Yeah.
So number 4, I've got you also already mentioned. That's Michael Harris of the Atlanta Braves. You talk about him a lot. Everyone on the Braves kind of had a down year. Michael Harris, like you said, 110 games, but still put up solid numbers and a 3.2 WAR, which is only zero point 0.2 down from last year. We played 138 games. So, impressive stuff from Michael Harris. We know who he is. We've seen it now 3 years. We know Michael Harris. He's a dude out there in center field. He's one of the best in the game. Center field year after year. I think that's recognized by pretty much everybody. So I'm hoping, 2025, you get a full healthy year. You could see even a little breakout year from, better than the past year we've seen. He gets like 20 home runs, 300 average. I can see it, Michael Harris.
Yeah, for sure. Number 3 now. We move on. And I had your boy Jared Duran at number 3. He played 160 games, basically played a full season. 671 at bats is kind of insane. In that time frame, he had a 285 average, 342 on base, 492 slugging, 834 OPS. I mean, he had 21 jacks, 75 driven in, put up a 129 OPS plus. He had an 8.7 WAR season, which is also kind of crazy. But that's because of the stolen bases he had, which are 34. Also a doubles machine with 48. He had 14 triples as well. I mean, this guy fully broke out after a nice showing in 2023. He kind of reached everything he had in 2024, and this was an unbelievable season. He was an all-star. He was the All-Star Game MVP. He finished 8th in MVP voting in the American League. So I mean, this is a cornerstone right here for Boston. This is a phenomenal player, phenomenal outfielder.
Thank you. I appreciate that. He is a left fielder. We talked about this before the show. We're going to include him in center field because we forgot about him in left field.
Yeah.
So he is going to move to left. I'm looking at my top 3 here, and I've got 2 guys you've already mentioned in my top 3. So I think we might have someone that you might have someone I don't have in my top 3, which is going to be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So my number 3, I had Julio Rodriguez of the Seattle Mariners. This year, 507 at bats, 20 home runs, 270 average, 4.3 WAR, OPS of 116. A little bit down from past years, and played a little less games. The last year not by much. He's still premier center field and premier player. But definitely what's something we weren't hoping for from Julio Rodriguez. I mean, last year he hit 32 home runs with 275 average. So it's definitely a drop off. But still, he's still a great hitter, and we all think he's gonna bounce back. I mean, he's Julio Rodriguez. We know what he can do. No, I wouldn't bet against him. I still think he's definitely number 1 is definitely his if he has a good year this year. He's too talented not to get there. I just think I had to drop him off a little bit for this down year.
Yeah, for sure. Number 2, I had Julio Rodriguez. So I had him one spot ahead of you. You kind of said it all. I mean, Julio Rodriguez did not have the best showing, but we know that there's more in there. He's had amazing seasons before. He had 147 OPS plus in 2022. He had a 130 OPS plus in 2023. He's certainly a bounce back guy. Just with the amount of talent that he has, and Seattle needs it more than ever. That offense is pretty barren. So I think Julio Rodriguez is a guy that's capable of just taking the reins in center field. Another 5-tool type of guy out there. So, Julio is super exciting at his peaks, and he can look like an MVP candidate.
Yeah. So my number 2. So we had these flip-flopped. I had Jarren Duran of the Boston
Okay.
Red Sox. Maybe a little biased there. I had to bump him up. But this, it was really a great year for Jarren Duran. I think nobody really saw this coming. I mean, last year, you saw the clips of him again, that Blue Jays game where he was lost in the lights. That was tragic. That was definitely a low point for Jarren Duran. No one thought that was it. He's not going to be anything. But then he showed up this year. Like you said, All-Star Game MVP, 8th in MVP voting. He put up these ridiculous numbers, and he led the league in triples with 14 and doubles. It's ridiculous. Jarren Duran came out of nowhere. Now he's a star for us. He's
Hmm.
our second best player in my book after Rafa Devers. So I'm excited for Jarren Duran. I'm excited what he can do this year. Hopefully, this isn't just a fluke year, and he can keep it up. This is who he is now because I love it.
Let's also remember, hopefully he doesn't get near a hot mic. Very important.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah. So
very controversial.
very controversial, but let's just get him away from those. And still a fantastic player. Number one. Number one might be a right fielder, but I put him in center. I put Corbin Carroll on this list as my number one. I think Corbin Carroll's just unbelievable with what he can do. He won the Rookie of the Year in 2023, along with Gunnar Henderson. They were both kind of favored, and they both won that season. It was only a 107 OPS plus in 2024 with the Arizona Diamondbacks, but he was kind of part of the Diamondbacks' comeback in the second half of this year where everything just kind of clicked for everyone outside of Ketel Marte, who kind of did it all season. Corbin Carroll, he still he still had 22 home runs. The batting average kind of low at 231, but he had a 322 on base percentage, a 428 slug, 750 OPS essentially, driving in 74 runs and 589 plate appearances. The numbers may look a bit down across the board overall, but like I said, came alive in the second half. And I expect him to carry that into uh, a strong 2025. And I think that he's everything the Diamondbacks should have ever wanted out of him as a player.
Yeah, so I did include him in my right field list. Um, I I think I looked up something. I think they said he's gonna be a right fielder
Okay.
this year. But if he was here, I'd probably put number 1. So it doesn't matter. Outfield, they all get moved around. It doesn't really matter where they are.
Yeah, it's an eye of the beholder in the outfield.
Yeah, absolutely. And so
It's a judgment call.
for my number 1, you probably guessed it. I got Jackson Merrill.
Hmm.
He as a rookie, it may be too early, but he played 156 games. It's basically a full season. He put up 24 home runs, a 292 average, and OPS plus of 127. I mean, he came in 9th in MVP voting as a rookie. It's ridiculous what he did this year. He won a Silver Slugger, Rookie of the Year, second, like you said. He was an All-Star. I mean, he was everything. This is like the Padres winning lottery right here. They got this guy, like you said, for cheap, cheap money. And I already have him as the best center fielder in the game. So I'm excited to see what Jackson Merrill can become. He's a lot, like Corbin Carroll. He's that young center fielder. I mean, he's only 20 years old. He's ridiculous. Or no, he's 21. My bad. But
Still crazy.
it's still unbelievable how he's number 1 on my list, and he's only 21.
Yeah,
He's definitely deserving of the spot in my book.
for sure. I like that. Now move on to right field. I started off center, so do you want to get us started off with right?
I'll do it. I got
Okay.
Lawrence Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Pull up the numbers. Yeah. So Lawrence Butler this year put the 3 WAR, 412 at bats. 22 home runs, 262 average, 57 home RBIs, OPS plus of 131. It's just a great year out of kind of a Was he a rookie? He wasn't a rookie, but basically a rookie. You know, he came out of nowhere, pretty much won 25 games. I just think, this right field disclaimer is stacked. Like we said it earlier. I think he'd definitely be higher if we just wasn't any stars. These kind of numbers are very good out of a player. So to put him in 10 really shows you how good right field is.
Yeah. For my number 10, I did have to revise my list a little bit, like I said earlier, because I put a player in right when I forgot we already ranked him, so had to make a little bit of an adjustment. But this is not part of that. Number 10, I had Tyler O'Neill, new Baltimore Oriole. Tyler O'Neill, it was certainly a nice bounce back after, kind of some down years in St. Louis. He had that peak in 2021 where he put up a 6.1 B WAR, but then he failed to put up even 1.5 in the next 2 seasons, and now in 2024 he put up a 2.6 F WAR in 113 games. I mean, he's not the most healthy guy. He's kind of had his injury issues, but he's buff. He's a muscle hamster. And he had a 241 average, a 336 on base, 511 slugging, 132 OPS plus. With the Boston Red Sox, he's able to pepper the monster a little bit. That's just a guy where you're looking to stick him in the middle of the order and get some out of the yard. He's gonna have a lot of help with the Oriole wall moving back in left field a little bit. They said it was an overcorrection. And they also got him on a not that bad of a deal. 3 years, 49.5. That's not too bad for a player of his archetype. Maybe a little bit of an overpay, but that's just kind of what the market is. And, it's not a long-term commitment. I mean, if he opts out after this year, it's, great. It's a 1 year. If he doesn't, then you only got him for the next 2. So it's not that bad. And he's going to kind of slot into the Anthony Santander spot that was vacated after Santander went to the Blue Jays. So we'll see how he fares in his first year in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be tough playing him a lot this year after he was just with us. But for me, at my number 9 now, I got William Bray of the Boston Red Sox. Offensive numbers from William Bray aren't going to jump at you. 15 home runs, 2 for 3 average, 58 RBIs. Not amazing, but he did get that Gold Glove this year. He came in 6th in Rookie of the Year. So I think, combined, he put up a 3.4 WAR. I mean, you could buy that Gold Glove with those offensive numbers that are okay, not great. I think that's worth maybe a 9 spot. Call a little biased, but I just think he fits right in there. He's a number 9 spot guy. It's we got one of the best outfields, I think, with Jarren Duran. We got Julio Abreu, hopefully Roman Anthony. I think it's a great spot.
Cedano Rafael is still there.
Absolutely. I mean, there's names all around.
Mm-hmm.
Julio Abreu might get moved out by Roman Anthony, because Roman Anthony's kind of a stud. But at the moment, I think Julio Abreu's right there at the top, or number 9.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great problem to have if you're the Boston front office with Craig Breslow. Number 9, I have Elliot Ramos. I know you put him in center. I had to put him in right because I had to put him somewhere. So kind of an emergency plug in. But, William Bray, that's honestly a great shot. I didn't think about that. He's probably first off the list or second off the list for me. He had a really nice rookie year. But Elliot Ramos, you talked about him earlier in the center field rankings. I mean, I think I said left. He's a really solid player, and he had a really nice year with San Francisco, kind of in a pitcher's park in Oracle. Just being able to do that after not showing really anything in his first 2 stints in the big leagues. He just kind of needed to get his footing a little bit and was able to settle in. He was voted an all-star, so that's great. The 792 OPS, 125 OPS plus. Those are fantastic numbers for him, and he could certainly build off that. I mean, this is a guy that he's going to be helping the Giants move forward. The Giants are looking to get back into contention. They got Willie Adames to play shortstop. That's a great left side of the infield with him and Matt Chapman, and you got Justin Verlander as well. maybe there's something left there, maybe there isn't. It was worth the flyer, and it's hard to go against Justin Verlander at this point, based on what he's done in his career. But this Giants team is looking to make noise, and I think Elliot Ramos could be a big part of that.
Absolutely. I mean, he's a great player.
Yeah.
For mine, next one, this is what, number 8?
Yeah, number 8.
I'm looking at it now. I'm not sure if this guy's the right fielder, but I Kerry Carpenter.
Okay.
Is he a DH?
I think I saw him as a DH.
Dang it. All right. I'll still stick him here because he did play 45 out of his 87 games in right field. So I'm going to keep him here.
Fair enough.
In those, he only played 87 games, but numbers are pretty good. I mean, he had 18 home runs, a 284 average, OPS plus of 159. I mean, his RBI is 57. It's a really good number. It's for only half a season. He put up 18 home runs. I think that's pretty impressive, even though he's probably DH and this is what he does. I think Kerry Carpenter's a real nice piece for the Detroit team. It's part of the reason why they could. I mean, he was injured. He only played 87 games, but I think he's a real nice piece for the Tigers, even though he's probably DH. I just had to stick him in right field.
Yeah, I mean that's certainly fair. He's a great player. So for my number 8, this is heartbreaking. I wish he was higher. I had him higher before, while I was in the middle of making this list. Mike Trout. I mean, first of all, it's heartbreaking that he's in right rather than center, and second of all, the fact that he's at number 8, it just doesn't feel right. I mean, this is a dude. He's now just getting hurt all the time. He only played 29 games in 2024, and he had 109 at bats, and he hit 220, but the on base is at a 325 clip, 541 slugging for 867 OPS. He had a 140 OPS plus. I mean, this dude has never had a OPS below 100. The only time he did it was in 2011 when he was 19 years old. And the fact that he's just kind of in shambles it makes me want to cry. I mean, this dude is so special, and this is a Hall of Famer we're talking about. And the fact that has to move over to right, he probably should be DHing for the sake of his health. And it's just too bad that we're at this point.
Yeah. It's we all want to see Mike Trout back on top.
Yeah.
He's the best player from our generation. But I'm looking at my list now and I'm realizing I forgot Mike Trout. I don't know what happened. I was going too fast and he slipped from my mind. So I'm gonna fill in Mike Trout number 8 instead of Kerry Carpenter. I'm gonna substitute that. It's an audible.
You'll save Kerry Carpenter for your DHs.
Yeah, there you go. That's what.
There you go.
Because Mike Trout deserves in this list. I don't care what the numbers say. Too much respect.
Yeah. You can't leave him off. That's just disrespectful.
That's the goat right there.
Yeah, I mean, he should be a DH, but the boneheaded Angels, it got Jorge Soler. I get it because Jorge Soler is a good bat, but still,
guess what? They still won't win.
They're still not gonna win. You wasted 2 generational talents. You could show, hey, he went. Mike Trout's just stuck. I don't get it at all. So anyway, let's stop lamenting about Mike Trout and how good he is, and we can get into number 7.
Number 7, I have Seiya Suzuki. All the Chicago Cubs. I mean, we know what Seiya Suzuki is. 132 games, 21 home runs, 283 average, OPS of 138. I mean, his stats are almost identical from last year. He pretty much just copy and pasted this thing. It's good, and it's good. And, it only deserves number 7, which is so shocking because Seiya Suzuki's such a good player. You can only get number 7 on this right field list, but it's so stacked. But, we know what he is. He's 30 years old. and he's balling out there.
Mhm.
He's going to fill the gap with Cody Bellinger leaving. Now they don't have him anymore. So he's definitely offensively he's going to pick up pace maybe. But he's still, he's such a good player, Say Suzuki.
Yeah, for sure. That's probably another guy that I'm gonna have on my DH list. So we'll have to
Oh, is he DH?
check back in on him. He probably will be because you're gonna have. I don't want to spoil anything because I think a guy higher up my list will be in right field for the Cubs.
Dang it.
New trade acquisition, hint hint.
True.
Um, but anyway, I'll get into my number 7. I had Lawrence Butler. You mentioned Lawrence Butler at number 10. I love what Lawrence Butler's doing. I love what's cooking here for him. He played 125 games, and keep in mind this is a guy that got optioned like early in the year, and he was able to come back and made the adjustment, and now he's just a certified baller. He had a 3-win season, 262 average, 317 on base, 490 slugging, 807 OPS for OPS plus at 131. I mean, this kid can just straight up hit. I mean, 22 homers, 57 RBIs, 18 stolen bases. I mean, he is part of this fun Oakland A's young core, or I guess the Sacramento A's now. But either way, they're always going to be the
It doesn't
Oakland
matter.
A's. Yeah, they're always going to be the Oakland A's. Moneyball's ruined now. But anyway, um, that he's just a fun young player, and we're going to be able to see him just kind of play free as the Oakland A's move their rebuild along, and that's exciting.
Absolutely. So what we got number 6? Yeah, this is
Yep.
gonna sound shocking, but I have Corbin Carroll at number 6.
Okay.
Uh, I said I had him on right field. You might think it's crazy how you had a number 1 on your center fielder. I have a number 6. And
Yeah.
it's not a shot for Corbin Carroll. This list is just too stacked.
It's loaded.
So yeah, you already says numbers. He's ridiculous. We know what Corbin Carroll is. Obviously the wheels, and he does everything. Corbin Carroll's Corbin Carroll. And I don't know how. I think maybe the average hurt him a little bit. Only 231 average, but he's still, an amazing player, and he still deserves higher than number 6. But I just can't give it to him with how many players we have there, the kind of players we had. And
Fair enough.
so this is what we're working with right field.
Yeah. I can't blame you. I mean, this is a loaded list. Like Lawrence Butler is number 7. Like that's not even fair. But right
No.
field, lot of names. Anyway, no, my number 6, I have Anthony Santander, newest Toronto Blue Jay. That's really sad to say, but here we are in life. Santander in 2024 had almost a 3-win season. He played in 159 games. He had 595 at bats. 235 average, 308 on base, 506 slugging, 814 OPS, 134 OPS plus. He hit 44 homers, 102 RBIs. I mean, that was huge for the Orioles just to have that run producer in the middle of the order. It seems like now they're banking on guys to take a step forward and maybe like an Adley Rutschman bounce back. But at the same time, I don't want to be a hater, but I think this might be Santander's peak. Like, notice how he had 44 home runs and the OPS was only 814. Like, he only had a 308 on base percentage. He's got to get on base a little bit more, in my opinion, to kind of boost his value. And if he's not able to do that, it's not as good. And maybe he doesn't crack 40. I think it's more likely than not that he doesn't do that in 2025. But I do like that he's been getting healthier and healthier. He played 155 games. Um, you know, just kind of being able to get himself right in that way. So, but what was I going to say? Santander, he might honestly be on a track to be a DH. So that'll be interesting to monitor as well. But still, I mean, this is a bat that the Blue Jays are going to love having, and I'm going to miss him.
I also did forget Anthony Santander.
Wow.
For some reason in my mind, I thought he was a DH. I thought he was going to play DH this year.
Yeah.
Did he play
I
DH
mean,
for the Orioles?
he was mostly in right field. I think he did some DHing though.
All right.
He's
Well,
not a DH yet.
I'm telling you, he would have made my list, but it is what it is. So my number 5, I had Fernando Tatis Jr.
Mm.
from the San Diego Padres. I think we're getting back to the Tatis we saw in 2021, which is one of the most fun players I've ever seen. Post now we're getting past steroids and stuff. He only played 102 games this year, but he was 21 home runs, 276 average, OPS plus of 130, put up a WAR 2.6. He was an all-star. I think we're getting back to that. I really want to get back to those 42 home runs, the 282 average that he did back in 2021, and before the steroids. Because I think Tatis, he's such a good player. He's top 10 potential if he can just stay healthy, and hit like he did before. He's gonna be in trouble, and I think the Padres are really, they're gonna be pretty good if this guy can be back to what he was, because he's a stud.
Yeah, I agree with you because I had Fernando Tatis Jr. at number 5. So
Oh,
got a little match here. Yeah, I mean Fernando Tatis Jr. is just like you said. I mean he's so much fun to watch, and we kind of got a glimpse of what he was in 2021, in 2023 when he had a 5.5 win season as opposed to a 6.6 win season. And I agree with you. I think we could see him get back to that point. This is another guy where he kind of has to stay healthy, but that he's capable of that. I mean, if he can get into the 130, 140 range, we know that he can get himself to being one of the best players in the game. Kind of tough coming off the PED suspension. It seemed like he wanted to come back a little bit faster from the injury, but that's kind of a black mark on his record regardless. I will say like it didn't really seem like a what's the word? Didn't seem like a ability to play PED as opposed to the just getting back faster. So that's something to consider. But Tatis, I mean, he's an elite talent, and he's only 25 years old. So this guy has so much more, kind of real estate ahead of him.
all right. On the top 4, and this top 4 is good.
Yeah,
I mean, this could be like your top 5 players in the league right now.
it could.
I mean, all right. I'll start off number 4. I got Kyle Tucker.
Mm.
Which I think if he was any other position, he would be number 1. But he's number 4 for me. All right. My computer's frozen. I can't pull up. You want to say you had?
You know what? Honestly, I originally had one guy at 4, but I think I got to put Tucker at 4 as well.
Oh,
I think I'll do a little late flip flop. So I'll pull up the Tucker numbers. Yeah, I mean Kyle Tucker, crazy what he was able to do in 2024, and he's now a Chicago Cub, and he's 27 years old. I mean, this guy could be getting a bag in free agency, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, this dude put up a 4.7 WAR in 78 games. That is an insane pace. 277 at bats. You got a 289 average, 408 on base, 585 slugging for a 993 OPS. He had a 181 OPS plus in that time. I mean, obviously that's gonna kind of even out if he plays, 140, 150 games. But I mean, this was an insane get for the Chicago Cubs. He also hit 23 home runs. He drove in 49. He had 56 walks to 54 strikeouts. Always love that for hitters. And, he's a pretty good defensive right fielder as well. So this is a guy that's going to help the Cubs absolutely help the Cubs in 2025. So I'm excited to see what he can do. And if the Cubs can also retain him, that'll be interesting to see as well.
Absolutely. So number 3, I had a guy, people might have forgot about because he didn't play a lot in 2024. I had Ron Acuna Jr. on my number 3. He, like I said, he didn't play only 49 games in 2024, but 2023, it was just too good to forget. The 73 stolen bases, the 41 home runs, 337 average. You had to put him in your top 3 because you can't forget that season. I mean, he led the league in like every single stat. So I think he's definitely, if he stays healthy, we're gonna see something like those numbers again, and that's maybe number 1 worthy. Because he's just too good, and it's a shame to see him get injured again. Because we've seen it a lot. We know when he's healthy, he's one of the best in the game.
Yeah, I agree because again, another match. I have Ronald Acuna Jr. at 3. It's. I agree with you. Like you got to remember the talent, and you got to remember what he can do. Even though he kind of blew out again. Um, he provided 0 WAR, which is kind of funny. He didn't get off to the hottest start in 2024. But it'll be interesting to see how he gets right in 2025. We saw him have a knee issue back in 22, if I'm not mistaken, or was it 21? I forget when the Braves won the World.
It was
It was
21.
21. So yeah, we kind of saw him get hurt, and then he kind of was just okay, and then he had that insane 23 run. So, but I mean, Ronald Acuna, he can do an infinite amount of things. Not the greatest fielder, but he does have that cannon of an arm. So, I'm looking forward to that, and it'll just be nice to have him healthy again.
Absolutely. So, do you think we have the same top 2 here?
I think so. I think we have the same top 2.
All right. So I'll take the number 2 guy, and if it's the same, then you can take the number 1 guy, so we don't just repeat each other.
Okay.
Um.
Yeah.
So my number 2, I had Juan Soto. Is that a you had?
That's who I had. Yep.
Yeah. So I had the richest man in baseball, Juan Soto. Recently, I think like he was first at bat in spring training. He hit a home run.
Yeah, the
I believe I
tank.
saw that. Yeah. So
Yeah.
meant to get their money worth there. Yeah, we know Juan Soto. I mean, ridiculous numbers in 2024. Let me see, pull him up. I mean, yeah, he hit 288, 41 home runs. He walked 129 times, struck out 119 times. Yeah, he walked more than he struck out, which is nothing new for Juan Soto. It's just typical stuff. He came in 3rd MVP voting somehow with these numbers. OPS plus is 178. I mean, he did it all, and and he got his money. I mean, he got paid. Was it 765 million?
765.
It makes
Chose that
sense.
over the Yankees.
I would tue.
Yeah, what? Yeah. I think it was a
Yeah.
higher AAV with the Yankees, but
Hey, he didn't want to be in the shadows of the number 1 guy.
hmm
He won his team, and he's the best player on this team in my book.
yeah.
He's
Oh wait,
almost the best player.
over Lindor?
He's got to be. I mean, what?
Hmm.
I know we love Lindor, and Lindor's he might be the team favorite, but yeah, come on,
Yeah, I mean
these
maybe,
numbers
but
are ridiculous.
it's hard to beat the Lindor value at short. But I mean, Juan Soto's bat is that good. But just a thought: is this Ted Williams reincarnated?
Don't even say that.
It's not like insane to say.
Don't. Yeah, let's see if he can hit 400.
I mean, it is crazy to say though.
That is
Just the
okay.
eye and the contact skills.
He only hit 288. That's not
I mean,
Ted Williams type number.
that's still pretty good in today's
That
game. Man.
he wasn't even. He's not. He's not. Stop.
I mean, the game has changed. I'm just saying.
I'm just taking these numbers. Oh my gosh, yes. I mean, come on. Career batting average at 344.
Yeah, I mean it's hard to beat Ted Williams.
Yeah. And
I'll
let's
hit.
see him go to the Army.
That's true. Go fight in a world war and still come back and be a beast.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean Ted Williams, greatest hitter of all time. I don't think there's any debate there. Number one, I mean, this is comical numbers here with Aaron Judge. Aaron Judge had a 10.8 WAR in 158 games. 322 average, 458 on base, a 701 slugging, and a 1.159 OPS for an OPS plus at 223. This man was 123% better than league average. OPS plus, we didn't distinguish. OPS plus of 100, that is league average, and he had a 223. That is just an insane clip. He hit 50 home runs. He was on a better pace than what he was doing in his MVP season, or his first MVP season, when he broke the home run record. I mean, he drove in more runs. He had more walks. He had less strikeouts. The slash line was better. This is just, uh, I don't even know how you describe this. Like, Aaron Judge is like one of the best players in the game.
Is he the best?
No, because you got Ohtani.
Oh, man. It's close.
Especially with Ohtani pitching, though.
Yeah. But can Judge make up for it with his offense?
I don't know. I mean, Ohtani went 50-50.
Okay, he did.
That's, yeah. From a pitcher, too.
And Ohtani won. He beat him.
Oh.
Serious.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Aaron Judge dropped the ball in center field.
Yeah, that was.
New Year's came early in New York.
Yeah. I mean, he's still really good.
Yeah, I mean, but Shohei,
144 RBIs.
Yeah, 140. That's insane. Yeah, I mean, this is such a good time to be a baseball fan because there's so many good players.
Yeah.
He was 0.3 WAR better than his 62 home run season.
And that was thought to be the best.
I know, but I mean, I wonder how much of that's going to go away though, because he's going to be moving to right.
What do you mean?
Like in center, like the fact that he played center field helped his WAR.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Like that's a more valuable position, and now that he's going to right, like it could take a hit on the WAR, but at the same time, like he has a cannon of an arm.
Yeah.
So it honestly might not even matter.
Do you think Judge can reach 700?
700 home runs.
Yeah.
He's at 315. No, I don't think he's hitting 700.
Oh man.
He would have had to be healthy early in his career. And he debuted at 24.
Pretty healthy.
Like he was 24 years old when he made his major league debut.
30. He's 32.
Yeah, he's 32.
That feels. He does not feel like he's 32.
Like in 2017, he played 155 games. 2018, he played 112. 2019, he played 102. And 2020, he played less than half of the season, 28 out of 60 games. 21, 148, 22, 157, 23, 106, and 24, 158.
And I feel like Judge was like 28.
No, he seems a little bit younger than he actually is.
32. All right. Never mind.
I think if he got an earlier start and he was a little bit healthier, then yeah, maybe he sniffs it. But
Or
yeah.
if he just keeps on hitting 50 home runs every year.
Yeah, that's what he's got to do.
Uh-huh.
Although, wait, let's do some math here real quick. So let's just call it and say that he'll play till he's 40 and he hits like 50 home runs. So 50 times 8, 400. That puts him at 700.
Exactly. He's at
No,
350.
he would have 715.
Hold on, do this. He's 385 away.
I
Do
think so.
385 divided by 8.
385 divided by 8. He has to hit at least 48 homers per season.
That tough. I don't think he can do that when he's 40.
I don't know, but at the rate he's going, it's doable.
I guess.
I don't.
Mm,
It's tough.
it is. Yeah, it's tough.
Regardless, he's insane though. I mean, he's the home run king of the AL.
He is.
So, and we've seen as fans we've seen the worst because we're Red Sox and Oriole fans.
Terrorized.
We're he's just every time. I mean, like whenever the Orioles play the Yankees, like Tyler Wells going to tee one up, and Aaron Judge is like going to put it onto the concourse at Camden Yards.
Every time. I don't know why. Why would you give him that pitch? Don't even pitch to him.
I don't know. I mean, we don't have to pitch to him now because he doesn't have Juan Soto.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, we're
We'll take.
as fans, that's good.
Yeah.
So yeah,
We, we still defeat Aaron Judge, but at least we don't have to face Juan Soto right after him.
I forget, was Juan Soto ahead or behind Aaron Judge in the lineup?
I think he was ahead actually. I think he hit.
Yeah, I was gonna say
2,
I think Juan Soto. Yeah,
Judge hit 3.
yeah. I mean that's killer. That combo was just insane, and the Yankees didn't keep him.
No, we couldn't.
That's the greatest part of all this. That they're not teammates, and 2 and 1 are, Mets and Yankees. But that's gonna be a fun rivalry to keep up with.
Yeah, that'll be a good Subway series.
Yeah, you gotta get your popcorn out for that one.
Yeah.
That people are gonna be tuning in. Anyway, that'll do it for this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed center field and right field. Any last thoughts before we head out, Brendan?
This is right field probably the best position we've done so far.
That's true.
Just starting pitching and bullpen, right?
Yeah, we'll do starters and relievers, and then we'll do DH and utility after that.
I forgot about DH and utility.
So yeah, well, those will be the last 2 on the agenda, and then we'll do some off-season grades for every team, get that prepped, and then we'll just get into the season. So, spring training's officially started, and it's happy. I mean, we're seeing baseball games again. How about it?
Yeah, it's good. Finally we're back.
I know. Yeah, life is good when baseball's being played. So, and college baseball. I don't know if you're a college baseball fan.
I can get into it. I know. I'll focus
Holy
on college
Cross,
basketball
Holy Cross
right now.
baseball.
That
be it.
Yeah, but I'm too locked into college basketball.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I mean,
March Madness.
are they on track for March Madness?
Holy Cross?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, you gotta win because we're not good enough to make it unless we win our league. I don't know what's gonna happen.
You gotta win the Patriot League.
Yeah, I know it'd be a 16 seed.
Yeah, that's tough. But it maybe after that's over you can enjoy some Crusaders baseball.
I think I will.
So that's cool as well. We'll see you guys next time.